Well, I am standing next to Lauren's truck because, well, quite frankly, I'm going to take it. We are playing switcheroo on the vehicles for about 2 weeks because I'm getting ready to head north from Texas, but by myself. And in addition to that, we're not taking the RV. It's very bittersweet. I don't love when we have to do this, but we had some meetings, we have some things coming up that we're very excited to share and do with you guys, and things that were pre-planned, but unfortunately Lauren just can't go. You know, we do cooperate a travel business, and so this does happen, and typically I'm just not driving, I'm flying. And normally I would fly for this scenario, but I have a lot going on, and quite frankly I could not make the airline schedule work out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the rig ready for Lauren to be by herself for 2 weeks, since I do a lot of the stuff, and I've got to get packed, and I have to get stuff switched over from my truck into Lauren's truck, because there's no reason to take Pearl, our F350 dually, all the way up north. I might as well take her F150 and have better gas mileage and a little smoother ride. So let's head inside and get to packing. So before we get to packing, let's briefly talk about why I'm doing this. What's going on? So if you notice at the very beginning, my golf clubs went from our back bay into Lauren's truck. So I have had a trip planned for quite some time now with my dad and our golf group of guys up in northern Wisconsin at a resort called Sand Valley. So that was the very first thing that was on this docket. If you also have been watching our channel for any portion of time, you realize that we are currently looking for a new toy hauler. Well, after we had kind of talked about it, our friends Chris and Martha said, well, hey, the Alliance National Rally is going on. Why don't you come up here and see what it's like for other owners and what the company does, and maybe take a factory tour and do all those things. So we are actually getting ready to head north for the Alliance National Rally. Now, like I said, I'm not taking our RV. How does that work, you might ask? So I'm going to stay off site. Now, there's some people we may know. Obviously, Chris and Martha are going to be there. Because of our relationship with them, we've gotten to know a few other Alliance owners. Joel and Tanya, the new owners, Chris and Aaron Willers from Irene Iron Travels are going to be there. In addition to that, we've become decent friends with Rob Boyer from Alliance and some of the team over there from our time at the Tampa RV Show. So we're very excited to head north to check out the rally. That's going to be its own video. So if you want to check that out, make sure to stay tuned and hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell. That way the bell can go bing. It's very satisfying for some odd reason. But also it'll notify you when we post new videos. Also, it is currently Sunday before Memorial Day as far as a real-time expectation. So you're probably seeing this a few weeks later. If you haven't checked out our Instagram and or Facebook page, we've been doing a dad joke of the day in the Reels section, and then we share it again on our story. It's just, we started doing it so we could start the day with a little lightheartedness. This world has become so serious all the time. And, you know, if you know us for any extended period of time, I don't take myself too seriously. So that's by design. It's because it lightens moods, it makes people happy. And if you're in that mentality of staying happy, you'll start your day off better. So we've been doing the dad joke. So I'm going to take you a little behind the scenes of, well, the dad joke filming for, this would have been Saturday a few weeks ago, potentially, depending on when this video comes out. Well, good morning and happy Saturday. We're packing up. We got some exciting stuff coming up. But first, let's start this day off with a little humor. You ready? Why was 6 afraid of 7? Anybody? Because 7, 8, 9. A math joke. I thought that was real funny. Also, make sure and check out our full-length videos because I did a little behind the scenes of one that'll be coming out a few weeks from now. Have a great Saturday and early happy Memorial Day. See you tomorrow. So that's about it. That's how we film those. I still got to actually edit it real quick and then put it out, but there's not that much to that. Nothing like some of these videos. So do me a favor. If you saw that one live, comment down below 7, 8, 9. But I want you to do it with an emoji with a little like Pac-Man chomping, eating emoji. 7, 8, 9. Jokes! Check out our Instagram. I guess I got it back. All right, so we are kind of packed up for the most part. There's a few things I still have to do to finalize that. I'm waiting on some laundry to finish up. But in the meantime, what we need to do now is pack up the camera gear, which isn't all that hard. I keep most of it pretty much ready to go at all times because of filming. But we also need to get the rig ready. So I'm leaving the rig for 2 weeks. So the question becomes is what do we do to get ready to leave the rig for 2 weeks? Let's go start outside. So we've been getting packed up and I just came across this and I realized that they haven't seen it yet. So just a quick shout out to Chris and Aaron Willers from Irene Iron Travels. This is their, I know it's in the plastic so it's hard to see, but we had this flag made for them that says Season 1 Champions in their name and their channel logo and all that good stuff. So if you went to the RV Unplugged rally and you were a VIP member, you actually got a flag with your name on it. And the guys from RV Unplugged, Tony and Todd, saw that and was like, let's get one for them. So we did. Here it is. We're going to take this with us to Indiana. And I'm going to give it to Tony, and Tony's going to present it to them. But for now, it's mine. So one of the things I do when I'm getting ready to leave, especially if I'm leaving and Lauren's staying, is I just ensure all the security stuff is in place. And it is one of the first things I do. That way, in case anything needs to be purchased, ordered, batteries charged, whatever, then I know we're 100% good. So... but check on that, air conditioner. But check on all of that stuff because all of that's up and going. All the batteries are fully charged on the cameras and the keypads and all that good stuff. So with all the security stuff squared away, the next thing I want to do is our weekly reset. Now I am going to be gone for 2 weeks. So what I'll do is I'll do one weekly reset, but with just Lauren, she should be fine on the black tank. Now when it comes to the gray tank, we're going to do something that you can do. We don't normally do it, but you can do this. I'll just leave our gray tanks open so she doesn't have to mess with it. Now, that being said, I will put a P-trap into our sewer hose just to help any smells or anything that might be down in the sewer, which there are, from preventing those from getting up back into the rig. So we have an almost full gray tank. Black tank is half full, but we're going to go ahead and do a dump and get everything ready to go for her for the next 2 weeks. This is pretty much all we have left here at the rig, so I'm going to wrap up doing a black tank dump. I know that's super exciting. I have a few last little minute things to pack, but other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. So Lauren and I are going to relax the rest of the evening, just kind of chill. We're going to go dinner with some friends. If you're ever in Fort Worth, there's a place called Lupe Tortilla. It's a chain from Houston, but they've come up to Fort Worth now on the north side of town. Oh, so good. So we might catch up with you at the restaurant. We might not. Mark and Steph have been some of our closest friends for a long time. We're going to do that, hang out, and then I'm out of here first thing in the morning. Well, good morning. It's a fresh day. I've actually already been on the road for a little while, and as you can tell from the sign behind me, I've already made my first stop. I'm only about 45 minutes into the drive, but I had to stop at a Buc-ee's on the way out of Texas. It's like a national law down here. Had a great evening with friends last night. Obviously got to hang out with Lauren because unfortunately she's not with us anymore. We're going to get back on the road because we have a long haul to Indiana. Once we get on the road a little bit, I'll tell you kind of how we're doing the travel, the trip, all those things, especially associated with no RV, because if you can tell, there's no RV. I'm standing where it would be. So it's a little bit weird, but let's get on the road. All right, well, we just crossed over the Red River from Texas into Oklahoma, so we are no longer in the great state of Texas. We've moved into, well, Oklahoma, otherwise known as one of our flyover states, because we're booking it north pretty much as fast as we can go. So, obviously, you can see behind me there, I don't have the RV, and so I want to talk a little bit about how we're doing this. This is kind of an old school road trip for me. Like we talked about yesterday, Lauren's not here, so it's just me. I don't have a hotel reservation tonight. When we do these, I kind of have a tendency to fly by the seat of my pants just a little bit. So what'll happen is I'll kind of drive until I get tired. Once I start to get a little tired, or I just kind of find a time when I'm done, I'll start looking up hotels on my phone real quick. I'll pull over, get some fuel. Typically, I try to find something that's in at least some sort of a town or city, simply so that I can try and find some dinner, all those things. One of my rules when doing this type of travel is I won't actually have dinner on the road. So I won't eat dinner and then keep driving. What I'll want to do is find a hotel, grab dinner there, because typically after a dinner meal, I get tired. And so driving more just seems a little bit unsafe for me. So we are just outside of Joplin, Missouri, slowly making our way up towards Indiana. But I will say, one of the oddest things, I'm so used to traveling with our home/RV behind us now that it's odd needing to look for like actual rest stops that have like food and restrooms and that kind of stuff. I'm not used to that. I drink quite a bit of water. I'm trying to drink quite a bit of water. So at the moment, I have to use the bathroom a lot. So if we had our RV, I would just find a decent pullover, stop, get out, use the restroom in the RV. Well, I don't have it. As you can see back there, no portable bathroom with me. So yeah, so we're having to find truck stops and whatnot. So we're on the hunt for another one so I can make a secondary stop. No fuel at this one, but I might go ahead and get fuel. Might as well if I'm there, right? But contemplating also whether or not I should just drive straight through and get there. We have about 9 hours left to drive if we went all the way to Elkhart from Fort Worth. If you follow this channel for any period of time, you know that I'm not afraid of a long drive day. Normally I have Lauren with me though, so in this scenario I just have you guys, so I'm talking to you a lot. So sorry if this is getting long and wordy, but Joplin, Missouri is up next, the rest stop, and then we're going to be in Missouri for a little while and then on to Illinois. So we'll see how far we make it today. All right, well, we were about 9 hours into a 16-hour drive, and we were in central Missouri. Holy crap, Missouri's pretty. After you come through Springfield, it gets hilly, and it reminds me a lot of Wisconsin, maybe a little bit more hilly. But they have some cool gorges and some really cool bridges that we've crossed so far. We may have to come back to Missouri with the RV, not just what I'm doing now. But I'm currently contemplating how far I want to drive. So because I'm at 9 hours now, I have officially hit that line where my legs are starting to cramp up, and I'm kind of tired of being in the truck. So I'll probably stop here again in a little bit and get some water and some Gatorade or something just to kind of make sure I'm staying hydrated. Other than that, it's just kind of plug along. It's been a really easy drive. Driving Lauren's truck versus the dually has been super helpful. So, yeah, I guess just keep you posted. This part's kind of boring. Sorry. Not a whole lot of excitingness. And at some point, we'll tell you where we're going. If you follow us on Instagram, you already know where we've been at this point. But I'll explain why we're going to Elkhart. I'll just throw that out there. But we'll explain why we're going to Elkhart here in a little bit. Let's at least maybe get in Illinois or something. I spoke too soon because now we're sitting in traffic.
Watch out. Construction on road ahead.
Thank you, Waze. So there's apparently construction up here, plus traffic. Well, I am calling it a night. I start to feel a little bit tired. I have about 3.5 hours left to go to get to Elkhart, Indiana. I'm currently in Champaign, Illinois. I found a Home 2 Suites. I've stayed in a few of these before. They're great for a quick little stopover. I mean, I wouldn't vacation in one, but for what I'm doing, perfectly fine. But I'm pooped, so I'm going to go find some dinner, come up here, watch the rest of the Stars game. Hopefully they turn it around. They're down 3-0 at the moment, so yikes. But I will see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning to you. This is day 3 of this little road trip adventure, getting the rig ready all the way to getting to where we're going. So today, once we get on the road, I'm going to kind of fill you in on where we're going and why we're going there. But I actually had a really good night's sleep last night. I know this is a different kind of a road trip. Normally we have the RV, we'd be at a Cracker Barrel or a Harvest Host or something along those lines. And when we're in the RV like that, we always try to find somewhere local if we're not staying at somewhere where we need to patron. So like if you stay at a Harvest Host or if you stay at a Cracker Barrel, we try to eat at those places if that's available. If we're not, we try to find local places over like chain restaurants and all that kind of stuff. So I found a local diner. I'm going to head over there, get some quick breakfast, and then we're going to finish this drive off. We have about 3.5 hours the rest of the way into Elkhart from Champaign. I think 3.5 hours. All right, well, now that we're back in the car and heading north. Yep, still heading north. Today's route is going to take us, just as a heads up, through the south side of Chicago and then through Gary, Indiana, and then on through South Bend, home of Notre Dame. That'd be kind of fun to see, but I don't think I'm going to have time. Through Elkhart, and then technically we're going to Goshen. So the Elkhart County Fairgrounds or 4-H Fairgrounds is technically in Goshen, which is like just south of Elkhart, so no biggie. All right. So I have a fun little extra story here. So last night I got to the hotel, I'd gotten some food, and I was just kind of sitting and relaxing a little bit before I crashed for the evening, and I get a text message. So Tony from the National RV Training Academy, as well as one of the producers at RV Unplugged, texts me, and we were both driving at about the same time, and he texted me a pin where he was and said, "Hey, where did you make it to?" He was a block away from my hotel, so we had no intention. We both just put Elkhart as our final destination, and that was it. And so that was pretty funny. So we actually just had breakfast. In fact, he did the dad joke with us. Well, when you drive almost 800 miles and you randomly stay a block away from one of your friends, hey, you know why circles are so bad at telling stories?
No.
They can never get to the point. Have a great day. We're headed up to Elkhart. Separately, but at the same time. So
we'll see you there.
See ya. So it's even fun, even if you're not in an RV, you still run into people that you meet through RV. So that's awesome. All right, we are headed up to Elkhart, to the county fairgrounds. We made it. Also, hi guys.
Hello.
So if you haven't figured it out now, we came to Elkhart we came to Elkhart, not Elkbert. We came to Elkhart so that we could come to the Alliance National Rally. Why is that weird? Because we don't have an RV. I don't even have any RV, but we obviously own a Grand Design. Well, if you haven't put it together by now, Alliance is one of the rigs we're deciding potentially to purchase. So I figured why not ask the most information from Alliance owners, and there's the biggest concentrated of them right here. So make sure and stick around for next weekend's video. We're going to ask the question of why should we buy an Alliance of as many people as I can find. So until next weekend, bye, Mom.